Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. All right, mic's good, camera's good. Guys, what is up? I'm gonna start posting a little more consistently and a little more frequently. One thing that's always been, and people who know me quite well know this about me or have noticed this about me, is that if it's one thing I'm gonna do with my tech, is leave it somewhere. I've never been. I appreciate my stuff. Um, I've never been the most materialistic person, you know, that you're gonna come across, but I have to start taking far better care of the things that I buy. It's just a part of, being responsible. I just put things down. I don't steal from nobody, nobody steals from me, but I can get a little scatterbrained at times because I have a lot of organizing to do in my life. But with that being said, I got my mic back, got my gimbal, so we making better videos. I'm out here, Lake Kudawa, Kentucky, taking a load to Miami, taking a load to Miami, and I thought I'd come here to make a video on the topic of fear. Okay, what are we all so afraid of? Fear, for a lot of us, has been the driving force and the driving factor and motivator and why we do, and more importantly, do not do certain types of things. Okay, this is for many reasons. One of the biggest reasons is your parents were taught this same paradigm. Your parents were taught this same shift in uh, consciousness, so to speak. It's in your DNA, right? There are primordial reasons and causations to instill certain fear of you because you're here to learn. You're here to have a lesson to learn in this game, in this or simulation, whatever you want to call this, because this is not the end. This is only the beginning of the loop. If you're in a loop, it's the beginning and the end at the same time. But it's the primary. Like I was saying. So for you to continue on in the game or simulation or whatever you want to call it, the body has to continue to exist, or else you'll have to start over again. And do you really want to start over with different memories, different parents, a different body, have to start from scratch? If somebody told you right now, hey, we're going to wipe your memory clean and you get to go back to 12th grade. Oops, what just happened there? Okay, I want that to go back. Sorry, y'all, I'm still learning how to work this thing. Okay, so if somebody told you, hey man, we are going to wipe your memory clean, you get to go back to kindergarten and start all over again, but we have to wipe your memory clean. Would you really do that? I know I wouldn't. But if they said, hey, you get to go back to kindergarten with all the memory you have now, of course you would, right? Of course you would, if you want to be able to carry memory through death, which apparently some people have recollections of their past lives, and there's been recordings of that. We won't get into that, but you wouldn't want to start over. Hence why you don't want to die. Hence why there are things that are innately instilled in you, or fears that are innately instilled inside of you. You are not fear. You are not scared. You are Ezekiel. You are Brian. You are Elijah. You are not fear. So when you say, I am scared, that's incorrect. You should shift that into, there is a fear inside of me of XYZ, swimming. There is a fear inside of me of blah, 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 blah. I couldn't swim very good for a long time. I went to the YMCA. I tried playing water polo. I tried to swim, to do all that. It was not in me. When I went to the Navy, I had to swim. When I was introduced to water, I wasn't scared of jumping in the water. I jumped in off of a 30 or 35-foot jump knowing that I couldn't swim. But I was just like, I'm not scared, because I wasn't scared of water and I had no fear inside of me of swimming. I also knew that there were people around that would be able to. I could actually swim to the side of the pool if I had to. That's why. When I grew up, I could at least swim to the side of the pool, regardless of whether I had the stamina to tread the water for a long time or not. I knew bare minimum I could make it to the side, so I wasn't scared of that. But as time went on, there were more and more opportunities for me to swim. I jumped off the side of an aircraft carrier off the coast of Hawaii. There's no touching the bottom of that water. If an aircraft carrier can sit in the bay of it, you're not going to just go down, touch the bottom of the water, and come back up if you get tired. It's not going to happen. So, but I jumped in anyway. It was a swim call, and it was a once in a lifetime opportunity. In Hawaii, I went cliff jumping. Guam, I went snorkeling. Salt water was a little more comfortable for me, but when it came to fresh water, I just wouldn't jump in the water. I wouldn't go in for whatever reason. And I might jump in this water just to show you guys um, afterwards, just, for shits and giggles. But the point I'm building up into is that if you are scared, you're not scared. If you have fear inside of your body for something, you need to address that, okay? And I'm going to talk about the main fears that we have as people, but they're so subtle and they don't really get addressed because they just don't. They're used to control you, so nobody's going to harp on them, all right? You do not have a fear of being broke. If you say, man, I'll never go broke, I can't never go broke, I can't never do that, that's not a fear inside of you of not having money. That's a fear inside of you of having to go without food, having to go without shelter, being cold. You know what I'm saying? You need to go somewhere where it snows and embrace the cold and learn how to survive in the cold. Because if there's no knowledge inside of you, if there's no knowledge inside of you of why you're so afraid, or if there's really a reason to be afraid of, you will subconsciously always be afraid, just like you're always afraid of the unknown. This is why people who've never been on planes say, I don't fly on planes, I have a fear of planes. Oh, I can't swim, I'm scared of the water. You're not. You just haven't, let me see if, the exposure fixes itself. You just haven't embraced or introduced your body to that stimuli to get the knowledge. There's no substitute for, when it comes to gaining information, there's no substitute for experience, ever, whatsoever. Someone can tell you how to fight all day. If you don't go practice martial arts, you will never be ready to fight. There's probably like 0.0000001% of people in the world who can sit there, watch a video on how to fight, see a lot of fighting scenes, and then go out there and actually handle business. It's very rare. With that being said, you're not scared or have a fear of going broke. You have a fear of not having money, because then you can't buy food and you can't buy shelter. And also you're scared of how that would make you look in society, not having name brand stuff, or not having a car, or not having your quote unquote SHIT together, because then you will be alone, or you might not be loved, or you might not be liked, because you've been taught that without status, without money, without assets, you are not anything, especially as a male, or a man. A lot of women are getting convinced that they need that too, to have something, because men have fell off the rocker and don't really bring much to the table now, right? We got a lot of guys don't care about working out, don't care about being overweight, Not trying to be a warrior, not trying to be a protector. You cannot be a protector if you're not strong. You cannot be a protector if you're not in shape and sound mind and body. And you gotta protect what's yours. So keep that in mind. With that being said, damn, I keep saying with that being said, I'm not I'm just going off the dome with this. You feel me? So hear me out. Now, we talked about why we actually talked about why you have this fear inside of you is because your body has the fear inside but no information to contradict that, right? Oh, I'm scared of this bully. After you learn martial arts, you're like, what? I've been punched in the face already. I've been punched, I've been kicked, I've been thrown, I've been hit into submissions, I've punched back, I've kicked back, I've submitted people larger than me, I've submitted people the same size as me, I've submitted people stronger than me, I've submitted people faster than me when I was doing martial arts. I'm no longer scared of this guy. I'm no longer scared of this character. The worst, he's not going to kill me. And if he does, bring it on. That is a key takeaway. That bring it on right there, like I said, he's not going to kill me. And if he does or he wants to, bring it on. To really get rid of a lot of the fears, because they manifest and stem from an innate fear of dying. You don't want to die. You don't want to die because, I mean, like I said, it's game over. All the things that you've attached yourself to, which is mostly memories included, you don't want to let go of. And that's okay. So there's steps to addressing that fear. Ultimately, you have to not be afraid to die, to not be afraid, or to not have fear inside of you. All right? You don't have any knowledge of what is beyond this existence, and that's okay. I won't get into that in this video. I'll keep it on semi-surface level. Okay, you don't think you can go 30 days without eating solid food, all right? There's a fear inside of you of either A, starving to death, getting sick, because you don't know what's going to happen. I know people have done 60 days, 90 days coconut water. I've done 7 days no solid food at all. I know people who have done 30 days on just water alone. And I know people who have done over 3 or 4 days dry fasting. That means no food, no water, no nothing, just air. After you complete something like that, it kind of messes with your psyche in the way that when you're done and you complete that task, you say to yourself, well, damn, what was I so afraid of, right? When it comes to not eating a lot of food, people don't want to be skinny. People think that being this lean or not having so much mass on them, being 6 foot, I'm 6 foot, but I'm not a 200 pounder. I'm not even 180. Heck, I'm not even 160. That doesn't bother me at all. I used to want to be so big, but as I got stronger and stronger, I realized that the true confidence comes in strength because there's no substitute for that. And size that is put on you can be superficial. You ever heard someone say, damn, you so big for nothing to somebody, or damn, you tall for nothing? That is just like, damn, you have all of that physical stuff to show for, but you have on the surface level this stuff to show for, but underneath that there's actually nothing to back it. You're not fast, you can't jump high, you can't hold a position statically for a long time, you can't lift a lot of weight, you're not powerful, you're not flexible. So that helped me get over that insecurity, right? And with insecurity comes fear, because you are afraid of something. You don't want to be seen as something that you're not, or something that you are. More importantly, you don't want to be seen as weak, especially when you're weak. A lot of people front. The fear of this is, man, if I'm weak, people are going to punk me. Or if I'm weak, or if I'm seen as small, girls won't like me. Girls won't like me, I won't have a mate. I don't have a mate, I can't procreate, I can't live on. Why do you want to procreate? Why do you want to live on? That's a deeper story. There's some vanity to it, but you do want to clone and replicate yourself so your conscious and your DNA can live on. Consciousness is memory. Consciousness is awareness. Awareness is memory. You want your memory and you want your DNA to live on ultimately. If you want me to go into that, drop something in the comments. I'll explain that whole thing. I'm dropping this video raw. I'm not going to do the attention span edits and stuff like that. So that is one of the biggest fears, right? If I die, I don't live on, my memory doesn't live on, I don't get to, I didn't get to do what I set out to accomplish. There's so many reasons why you think you have to accomplish all this stuff. In life, just address your fears. If you spend more time addressing your fears than entertaining yourself and distracting yourself, you'll accomplish way more than you ever thought you would, because you'll meet new people, you'll go new places, and you'll find new knowledge. And there's no type of information or knowledge that can substitute experience. So you can watch it all day, you could talk about it all day, but you got to be about it all day. Being is always going to overtake talking, acting, and imagining. Being is always going to overpower those things, and that's going to get rid of fear. So, you're scared of hunger, you're scared of starving or looking small. Fast. It'll teach you that size is mostly just water. It goes away, it comes back. You can get it back just way quicker than you can lose it when it's really real. The muscle's 70% water. So when you fast, you get a little bit dehydrated because you're eating less carbohydrates. And as soon as you start eating again, you'll put the size back on. I'll put a video up right here of me after a 48-hour fast and and right here, this is me after a 7-day fast. I was fasting for 7 days after that. I'm always going to be between 140 and 145 if I'm eating between 800 and 1800 calories a day. Stop being scared of losing the weight. A lot of you guys watching this video want to lose weight anyway. So address what you're scared of. This is for the guy. That was for the people who think that they need to be a certain size and a certain be bigger. Now, for those of you who are scared of letting go of the food, that food that you're eating, that you cannot stop eating and satiating yourself with, isn't helping you. It's not doing anything for you. And you're actually eating to insulate yourself from what you're scared of, which is why you have all that adipose tissue and you're overweight. You're using the food as a distraction for everything else in your life that you're scared of. I won't go into that too much. So, top 3 things we're scared of as humans that I've noticed: fear of isolation or being alone, because, you're alone for long enough, you might just die, right? Fear of starvation. If you go without food long enough, you will die. Or water or sustenance, you will die. And then fear of bodily harm. This is why people lock their doors to their cars. This is why people buy guns. This is why people have dogs. This is why people have alarm systems. This is why people train martial arts too, to address that fear of someone being able to physically do harm to them. At this point, and I used to be deathly afraid of bugs, snakes, reptiles, lizards. But after fasting, I don't know. I've just become a lot closer to them. I let bees touch me. I let a spider run across my hand the other day. I put a snake around my neck. Haitians, we don't do snakes. We do not do the whole snake around the neck stuff. But I did that, and I asked my mom to do it too when I went to the zoo with my wife. I swam in water with sharks and stingrays. Come on now. So fasting, all that stuff has done a lot to me, done a lot for me and to me as far as that goes. But I want to tell you this: if you're scared of the water, it's because you don't know how to swim. So go learn how to swim. If you're scared of bodily harm being done to you, it's because you don't know how to fight and you don't know how to defend yourself, or you're not quick enough to get out of trouble, or you don't know how to use weapons to defend yourself. So go take Krav, go take Jiu-Jitsu, go take Muay Thai, go take a weapons handling course. Go take a weapons handling course. If you're scared of starvation, find out how long you can actually go without food. If you're scared of starvation, learn how to grow food, okay? If you're scared of somebody always being able to put you in a pinch because they're always manipulating you because they have the resources you want at hand, learn how to live without those things or produce them for yourself. That's all I wanted to say. This message was all about fear, why we have it, and how to address it. So it's going to take some intention to intentionally address those things, and it's going to take some discipline. I'm messing with the camera at the same time, so it might not look that might not look the smoothest. It's going to take some intention, and it's going to take some discipline. So stay disciplined, stay intentional. Drop in the comments some things you're afraid of and some things that you're going to overcome the fear of in 2024. Stay disciplined, stay intentional. Till next time, y'all.